What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spider Kel, back one more again with another poor man's review. Just got through seeing Brightburn. First off, I want to say I don't appreciate how Hollywood making a movie as a evil Superman spinoff. You know, I don't appreciate them making my boy looking bad, but this was a really good movie. I enjoyed this movie. It was definitely like a evil Superman meets Berserk type feel to it. And to cut a long story short, Brightburn is really about those of us that should really be all of us that knows the origin of Superman. Just think about the origin of Superman. Just think about from the moment where the parents can't have children. They want children so desperately. They're at the barn, country folks, and all of a sudden a meteor, a ship, crashing nearby their house, and they went to the ship, and there was a little alien baby in the ship. So, but in this case of Brightburn, you stop where he's about 12 years old, right? So on his 12, well, yeah, okay, on his 12th birthday, for some reason the ship activated, and I felt it was kind of weird that it would activate on his 12th birthday versus maybe like his 18th birthday. But the ship activated on his 12th birthday, and it was speaking in a foreign or alien tongue that only, I believe, in a frequency only he can hear, Superman-ish style. And it really corrupted him. Like after that first time, it did some shit to him where it seemed like it downloaded some kind of information. I think giving him his powers, because from the moment they found him all the way till just before he had his like little birthday celebration, he didn't have his powers. Those of you, if anyone's seen that movie, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I believe I'm right. Cause he started acting up once he turned 12. And he didn't have his powers, and then later on that night he went to bed, and the ship started activating, glowing red light and speaking some weird foreign alien language, and that only he can hear. And it like woke him up in his sleep, and it did something to him where it like changed him, and he wasn't the same person. And he was trying to get in that ship, like while still sleeping. He was sleepwalking, trying to get to the ship. Ever since then, he has superpowers. What was stupid to me was the fact that both the mom and the dad had like their own experiences with weird shit that the kid was doing. Like after they adopted him, my bad, they named him Brandon. So Brandon would do like some weird, some metahuman shit, and his parents would like peep it individually, but they wouldn't say anything to each other till like shit really started hitting the fan. The reason why I say that it has a berserk type style, because after he got his powers, the kids just start, flipping out, man. He was telling people that he felt like he was superior. He had like a really short fuse, man. It was almost like this kid was like General Zod instead of like, Kal-El, like maybe that was the reason. Maybe, General Zod crash landed instead of, Kal-El Superman. But, he just started flipping out. He was stalking like a classmate, a little girl in his class that was like nice to him. Like she was like the only one that was nice to him, where, some the other kids was pick on him, I'm gonna get back to that, because it's like something that's real stupid about that whole, that whole interaction with the two of them that Brandon did. So okay, so there's a little girl that he has a crush on, because she's been nice to him before he had his powers, in class when everybody else will pick on him. Brandon and his parents go on a camping trip one day, and before the camping trip, the mom and dad was trying to figure out, they were snooping in Brandon's room, and they was, just trying to get some kind of clue on what was going on with him. And underneath his mattress, they found like, some torn out pages from magazines of women in like, you know, in their bra and panties. And then, you know, after they was like, you know, going through them, they saw like pictures of the anatomy, of the human anatomy. And then like the insides about, you know, our large and our small and large intestines, and, you know, our lungs, and all kinds of like, you know, sick shit like that, you know. And, you know, and they still was acting kind of like, you know, dense about the whole situation. You know, with the mom asking the dad, like, is this a guy thing? Like, bitch, what you talking about? You know, Dexter was a TV show. Like, that ain't real life. What you mean? You know, is this a guy thing? Hell no, it's not a guy thing. It might be a fucked up alien from another planet type thing. But, you know, still, she was still trying to like stay strong. Oh, this is my son. So after that, the dad was like, all right, let's go camping, you know. So they ended up going camping one day, and because they thought because of those pictures, he was having like some kind of weird urges about sex. So they decided like to have the talk with him. So they went hunting. The dad and Brandon, they went hunting, and the father was having a conversation about sex, you know, basically telling him it's all right to, you know, to masturbate, to jerk off if you feel like it, you know, it's all right every now and then. And there was a weird moment where Brandon was like, you know, even now, I mean, all right, I'm ad-libbing. The dad told him that it's all right to have urges and to give in to your urges sometimes. And Brandon was like, even now? And the dad, even myself, I'm sure everybody that will see it, probably like you know, took it as if he was like, you know, I can jerk off right now. He's like, no, not right now, you know, but, you know, sometime in the privacy of your own, you know, whatever, you know, when you're by yourself, do you. So it was funny, but it was weird at the same time. And later on that night, you know, they was all sleeping in a tent together. Brandon bounced, and he went to that girl's, the girl that's been nice to him, his classmate, went to her house, and she lives 30 miles from wherever they was going camping at. And so he flew to her house, stalking her. And I love how they portray, you know, because this kid was straight up Superman style type abilities. I love how they portrayed that, you know, if those of us that ever seen Smallville, or even like the current Flash, how sometimes they show you that they moving so fast that everyone else that's normal is moving like dirt slow, you know, and they're able to zip in one area and do whatever it is that they plan on doing, and then zip back, you know. And to us, it's like it's an instant, you know, nothing happened from the moment we went like this to the moment we went like that. So he flew to this little girl's house, and he kept like fucking with her, you know, open up her laptop, like she was sleeping, and he opened up her laptop, had some corny cheeseball song playing. She was freaked out by it because she was asleep, and that shit happened. She slowly, with caution, walked to the laptop. Mind you, she walked past her bedroom window that was wide open. She closed the laptop, turned around, started heading back to bed. The shit happened again, you know, like, and there's nothing around. All you see is like the curtain from the open window, like, you know, flap a little bit, but you don't see anything move, and it opens open right back up with the music on and everything. So she's bugging out. She closed the laptop, put some books on top of it. She's like, what the fuck? She's trying to head back to bed, and she happens to like hear something towards the window. She look at the window, she see Brandon hiding behind the curtain. She screams. Her mom, which works at a diner that her family likes to go to, by the way, heads up. The little girl tells her mom, like, you know, Brandon was here, you know, doing some weird shit. And she's like, no. And she looked behind the curtain, and there was nobody there, you know. And she was like, I swear, I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. Like, this dude was here. You know, I don't know what's going on. So later on, because of that whole incident, later on in school, for whatever reason, Brandon's recess, they was having some kind of like trusting, bonding type practice where all the kids was in a circle, and they the coach would choose one kid to be in the middle of the circle, and you like fold your arms, and you like give yourself up, and you like wherever you lean to, they like, you know, keep you balanced by pushing you to, like, you know, wherever. I don't know. It's weird. And Brandon, it was Brandon's turn to be in the middle, and it was doing it to him. And then when he got to the girl that's in his class that he's stalking, she was like, ew, and let him fall. And he like banged his head on the concrete, but not do anything. But it was like so hard, everybody was like, ooh, you know, but then it was looking like, this motherfucker ain't hurt, you know. Homegirl, I should have remembered her name, but I'm literally like in front of the theater right now. The little girl, she says something rude, you know, about Brandon, like, cause the coach was like, help him up, you know, why would you do that? Help him up. And she was like, nah, I ain't helping him up. Like, I think she called him a pervert or something like that, you know. And he was like, you better, you know, mind yourself, help him up. So she reached down to give him a hand. When Brandon took it, yo, he mangled her hand, man. He mangled her hand. Brandon ended up killing his dad, best friend, you know, because Brandon was about to kill his best friend's wife, because she's like the counselor, and she's trying to like open him up to see what's going on with him, and see if he had any kind of remorse for what he did to the little girl. And he's responding with, like, sometimes bad things, it's good when bad things happen to people. So she's like, look, little nigga, you're gonna have to like tell me some non-insane type dumb shit, you know, because I have to talk to the police about your behavior and your state of mind tomorrow, and it's not looking too good. And every time somebody says something that Brandon didn't like, he'll look at you like, look, it ain't gonna be good for you to do that. It ain't gonna be good for you. It ain't gonna be good for me. It ain't gonna be good for my parents. No, not even. He was like, it's not gonna be good for my parents. It ain't gonna be good for me. And it definitely ain't gonna be good for you. You best chill out. You know, straight up like that, like some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I just don't have the S on my chest, but I will, you know what I mean? So he went to her house later on that night to kill her, you know, like give her one more chance. You're like, you ain't gonna say nothing, right? You know, and she's like, nigga, get out of here. You know, I am gonna say something. So he went there to kill her in the midst of him fucking with her, you know, like fucking with her house and her motion sensors around the house and stuff like that. You know, her husband shows up, and she's in bed, mind you, sleep. Her husband shows up just before Brandon gets the chance to kill her, and, you know, he's brushing his teeth and shit, and he ends up running to Brandon. He's pissed off because he's just randomly there in their bedroom, or no, closet, you know, with that weird hoodie and everything. So he's like taking him to go home. Like, we're going home. And Brandon's like, you ain't gonna tell my parents, right? And he's not answering. He's like, it ain't gonna be good for you if you tell my parents. He's like, nigga, get your ass in the car. I ain't trying to hear all that bullshit. Get your ass in the car talking all that shit. So they start driving, right? What did he? Oh man, damn! Did he start driving? What happened? And he jumped out the car. Nah, he started fucking with. Yeah, he started fucking with him. He disappeared on him, and he started fucking with him. And homeboy jumped in the truck and started driving off, trying to get away. And Brandon ended up fucking up the truck, causing this dude to get into a wreck. Lift the truck up from the back bumper like he levitated in the air, just high enough so when he dropped it, his whole front was gone. Fucked up his front, like from the bottom of his jaw down, gone, like it was dislocated. Like, cause like the berserk aspect of the movie was when Brandon killed somebody, he killed somebody in berserk fashion. It was gory. It was gory, like some demon type, you know, type shit. So this dude's jaw is gone. You know, he's trying to keep it together, but he's bleeding like crazy. Brandon like levitates down, you know, and he dip his finger in like some of that jaw blood, and he does that that symbol that's in the berserk anime, you know, that same symbol. You know, they try to say in the movie it stood for Brandon Breyer, or what, that's his last name, Brandon Breyer, but I say that's bullshit. I don't think that, you know, don't got nothing to do with it. I think it's probably like a flag from wherever he came from, like, you know, like Kal-El, like the S supposed to mean hope in the comics. So that's their sigil, you know, the House of El. So I think that's whatever species, wherever he's from, like, I think that's their sigil, you know, and he's just doing that, you know, to place his stamp on Earth. But so yeah, he did that. Parents finally wise the fuck up. The father more than the mom, you know, started wising the fuck up. The dad was like, you know, this little nigga killing people. We need to do something. We should have did something a while ago. He's having nightmares about, you know, how they found him and everything. So he told them, like, let me take him out to go hunting. Let's go hunting. So he had the idea to, like, lure him out to go hunting by himself with Brandon and distract Brandon so he can cap Brandon in the back of the head with the sniper rifle for almost point blank range. So while they're out, the mom, she's back in Brandon's room and she's snooping again. And she's like in Brandon's notebook where he does all his sketches and stuff. And in the sketches, it has them symbols like written, like doodled and all over his sketches. And he has like some pretty good looking pictures of all the kills he's did. He's also killed the little girl's mom too. Like, yeah, that was the first kill he did, was the little girl's mom. She's the diner mother. He killed her. When his mom found the diner mom buried where the ship was buried in the barn, they found her pinned to the wall with her intestines like stapled to the wall, like, you know, like an autopsy type of scenario, with the symbols like littered all around her, you know, like it was some gory berserk type shit, you know, buried in the barn with his shit. So yeah, so dad shoots him in the back of the head with the sniper rifle, and Brandon turned around and looked at him like he really couldn't believe he did that. Like, you know, like, wow, you really tried to kill me. So Brandon gets pissed, fucks him up, and in crazy injustice fashion too, grabs this dude by the face and heat vision him through his eyes. Man, all his shit explode through the back. I was like, whoa. And then he flew back home, you know, because after the mom saw the pictures and everything, tried to get in contact with the dad, like, you was right, you know, he's killing people, we gotta do something. But it was Brandon that picked up, you know, and she was like, where are you? And he was like, I'm home, you know, and they show him, he's levitating, you know, looking down at the barn, looking down at the house, and he crushed the phone, and he's fucking up the house while his mom is in there, you know, like terrorizing her. The cop that questioned the mom earlier got a call about a disturbance because the mom called 911, but she got cut off. So he turned around and he had this other, like, you know, female cop with him. He's at the front door. He's like, don't you worry, I'm going to help you. Mind you, Brandon is super speeding. He's flying. So he's Superman flying, zip, zap, zip, like going through the house, like putting holes all, like making the house into Swiss cheese, like putting holes all through the zip, zip, destroying the house. So when the chief comes back and he's at the front door and he's like, come with me, I'm going to help you. All you see is Brandon fly by through him, hit him, zip. And he hit him so hard that there wasn't even a body. He splashed. Like he hit him and he splashed. It was just red goo and mist and guts everywhere. It was crazy. The female, he played kind of female and brutalized the female cop, you know, the way he like killed her. He killed her like that was his ex or something, like, you know, beat her down. Like, damn, you know, like, what was up with that? You know, you kind of instant killed almost everybody else. You know, like, why did you, like, you beat her, like you caught her cheating on you, son. I was like, damn, man, like, this is brutal. It's brutal, but it was awesome. It was so awesome. So the mom, side note, there was one scene where Brandon finally got to the ship. He's been trying to get to the ship since he got his powers activated. He one moment he got to the ship, he was able to break the chain after his powers got activated, and he realized how strong he was. He was able to break the lock that had his ship buried. Got to the ship, but when his mom called for him, I think he tripped. No, he was levitating. He was levitating, and more information was being downloaded into his mind. You know, they was telling him to take the world, but in their language, and he was like trying to translate it in the English language. Like, he was still learning their language, but then he said it, translated in the English language, like take the world. You know, and his mom said something disturbed him, and he fell, and the ship, part of the ship, cut him. Because he never been cut or hurt ever since they found him. So she realized that was the only way to kill him. So she went to the barn and she ripped off a shard of the ship, which I found was bullshit. If this was an alien ship that's powerful enough and strong enough to kill and injure the kid, how are you strong enough to rip and tear off a piece of the ship at all? Like, no, you know. But whatever, you know, whatever. So she ripped off a shard from the ship, a sharp shard, like, you know, like almost like a dagger. And, like, you know, she called him to her, and, you know, she was like trying to reason with him, tell him, you know, how much she loved him and how she always felt like he was a gift from heaven and stuff like that. And hugged him, and like in the middle of the hug, she was trying to stab him from behind. And I think he already knew she had it, and he was going to see if she was going to go through with it before he made the choice to kill her. So she tried to go through with it, and he was like, and he caught her hand, and he was like, wow. And he hugged her, and he flew straight up, like flew up. I thought he was going to take her into space so she could like freeze and suffocate or whatever. But like, he almost took her out of Earth's atmosphere, and like, she's all fucked up, and she's like looking at him, looking in his face, you know, still rubbing on his face, still has that false sense of hope and love for something that wasn't even hers in the first place. And he's obviously killing everything. You just saw a body. You ran into the body of the little girl's mom that works at the diner, for crying out loud, with her guts hanging all in and posted and pinned all over the wall. Like, come on, you know. But she's still, you know. And this kid in slow motion looked at her and gave her the bitch please and dropped her. And all you see, like, you know, panning down her, just screaming and kicking as she falls to her death. And he's looking down at her like, and then looks to his left, and there's a fucking airplane coming at him. And then you cut to the next scene. The plane is in shambles. It crashed into the house, the property of his parents that adopted him, destroys everything. The house, everything, destroys everything. No survivors in the plane. And this is a news broadcast. This is a reporter, you know, reporting the whole incident. No survivors in the plane. Both parents are dead, are presumed dead. And then, like, they're showing the wreckage, and then you see the symbol, you know, marked on part of the plane wreckage. And then and it said the parents are dead, with only the 12-year-old son surviving. And like, when they say that, all you see him, like, you know, just eating a chocolate chip cookie, sitting in the back of an ambulance truck, you know, like, not giving a fuck, you know. And it ends like that. And then they show you like a few after credit scenes of sightings of him in different areas, like, you know, like fucking with shit, and he's levitating in the sky, and he's destroying like a huge building and a wall over here someplace else in another part of the world, like he's burning that berserk symbol, you know, into giant grassy fields, and people like trying to figure out what this is and who this is. Yeah, man, like it was awesome. You know, it was cool, you know, like even like a one shot, kind of like I'm taking this kind of like I can't remember, something Phoenix, the guy that's doing the Joker movie. I can't remember his name, but he's doing the solo Joker movie, you know, and it's kind of like an Elseworld type spin on the Joker. That's how I'm taking this. It's like an Elseworld spin. But the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy that played Earl from The Walking Dead, for some reason he just randomly appeared in, like, you know, the after credits as like this crazy conspiracist talking about these sightings and stuff. And when you watch the movie, I want you guys to answer in the comment below and tell me if you got the same feel. Did you get the feeling that they was kind of teasing Wonder Woman and Batman? You know, because it was like showing pictures and it was talking like sightings about other, you know, incidences, and it was showing a picture of, like, it seemed like a woman with a rope or a lasso, and then like there was another picture that was panning down, looked like a guy, looked like his cape looked like the same design the way Batman, you know, does his cape, with like some long fingernails and stuff. I kind of feel like it might be, Brightburn might be the universe of the crime syndicate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, you know, they can definitely create their own universe based on, you know, what happened in Brightburn. Brightburn could be the beginning of something huge, you know, if done correctly. But it was great. It was a good movie. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Check it out, you know. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you don't, I appreciate you guys even just watching this video, because the views counts too. All right, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.